guys, Jen here. I have another art haul for you guys. And I'm going to kind of combine a couple of things that were in the live art haul. I'm going to show them here, just so people get a chance to see them all. I showed them, I don't know, maybe a few days ago, a week ago on a live art haul. So the first couple of things are just some storage things. These are from Michaels. They were $2.99 each, I believe. I already took the wrapping off and put them together. They stack, which is nice. I think I'm going to put oil pastels in these because I started a new oil pastel class and I have some oil pastels over here that I don't think are really going to stay very well in the box because they're cheap ones, and I have some more expensive ones coming from Amazon. So yeah, and this box is from the dollar store. It's just a clear storage box. It'll work well for some pencils and things. So these few things, these two I found on clearance at Michael's for $5 each. So they're inks, acrylic ink. This one's raw sienna, and this one's a Higgins pigment ink. So yeah, I picked those up. Like, I have some Liquitex inks that I like to use, but I thought the raw sienna and the waterproof Higgins ink would be nice. So I picked those up on clearance. I showed these in the last art haul, and these are the little swatch I did of them. I haven't done anything with them yet. I have some wooden planks that I'm going to do some vinyl on, and I wanted to have some acrylic colors, and I thought these were pretty. They're just some pastel acrylics. I bought some more new acrylics. I don't have a whole lot of acrylics, so I don't do a lot with them. So those were cute, I thought. These are from Temu. Yeah, I know. I didn't even mean to order them, to be perfectly honest. I was searching around Temu. If anybody's ever bought from Temu, it's very infrequent that I do, but if anybody's ever bought anything from Temu, you'll know that if you click on buy now instead of add to cart by accident, and I'm the kind of person that has a cart entirely full of stuff when I want one thing. Anyways, these somehow ended up being purchased, and I didn't know until my husband's like, hey, why did this come out of my PayPal? And I'm like, oh crap. And I went back and looked, and these were on the way. So I'm like, oh, whatever. So they got here, and they were in just a plastic bag, and they were already opened like this, and a whole bunch of the markers were out and just in the bag and all throughout the case. When I put them back in the case, there were four markers missing. So, well, what can you do? I messaged Temu. They sent me my money back. So I didn't end up paying for them, luckily, because I didn't even order them to begin with. But they're acrylic markers. They're really tiny, you guys. What you get from Temu, okay? I think these were like $17. Like I said, I didn't even mean to order them, so I'm a little bit cross. So I'm not all that unimpressed that some were missing and I got my money back, because really. Anyway, we'll swatch them out. We'll see if there's anything there, if they're worth anything, because I'm pretty sure they're on Amazon too. Okay, I got these two paper pads at Michael's, so we'll look at this one first. This one is a fluid media pad from Canson, and it's 154 pounds. It's really, really smooth. I thought it would be nice for my inks and dip pens. I also signed up for the Frugal Crafter, Lindsay. She does courses on Teachable. I've linked them before in my community tab, I do believe, just not that long ago, for the oil pastel one that I signed up for, that I believe is still 50% off, if anybody wants to go take a look at that. But I also signed up for her pen and ink, or the wash and ink or something. It's a water class and pen class. I have most of her classes anyway. I love them all. And I got this one, Strathmore. It's the blue toned mixed media. Now I have the tan. I wanted them for pastels, which I want to try playing with a bit more. This one is 15 sheets, 9 by 12, 30% fiber. Where's the weight? 184 pounds. So it's heavier than the other one. And it's got more tooth, more texture for pastels, certainly, as does the acrylic, or the tone tan. Hang on, let me show you. Oh goodness, sorry. Too many papers everywhere. I've used the tone tan before. This is just a new pad that I haven't used yet. And this is the, again, it's also 184 pounds. It's just a different color. Yeah, great papers for pastels. They didn't have the one that Lindsay recommended. It was the Canson XL Dry Media, and they didn't have it. They didn't have it on Amazon either. The only place I could find it was Blick, and that's a US place. It's hard to get stuff shipped here. So the next thing are these. These were on clearance for $3. They are blendable. They're just kids ones. They're twistable oil pastels. So I grabbed these. These are the only oil pastels I own. Look, they're even dusty. And they came out of a, just one of the boxes, you know, the craft boxes. I've never used them. I just threw them in here. So I do have some better ones coming from Amazon. Hopefully be here next week. So I'm excited to try those. These guys are quite a lot of fun. I bought this set and we opened them and played with them a little bit. I just swatched them in the last haul. I already got the acrylic on them. Here's the swatches. I taped those down. I'm going to tape them together. But here's the swatches. Now these are the metallics. This one is the iridescent set. Now these sets, Canadian, are $24.95 or $24.99, I believe. Here's the back of the box. They're nice tins. They have the little clip. They're pretty much a regular watercolor tin that you're going to get most watercolors in. There's 12 half pans. Like I said, these are the iridescent. They also have pastel. Then they have a 24 count of regular colors. Yeah, I was never a huge fan of the Artist Loft watercolors before, but these panned ones I actually didn't mind, especially in the pearlescent ones, because I really don't own any pearlescent watercolors except ones I've made for myself. One of these little pans is out. So yeah, I will swatch those out. We'll see what those are like. This one didn't come with a swatch card. Well, that's... Anyway, we'll make our own. I hate when they don't come with swatch cards that are already pre-cut. Considering my paper cutter is broken, I dropped it and I haven't ordered another one yet. Look at those swatches though that they did. They're very pretty. Please don't mind my nails. They're like 2 weeks old. They really have to be redone. I'm going to do that. Okay, the next thing I got was some acrylic mediums. Now, these are all the Artist Loft brand stuff, and these are $7.99 each, Canadian, and they were on buy two, get one free. So for these ones here, these next few I'm going to show you. So I got 3 one day and then 1 the next day. One at a different time when they weren't on sale. So, because they have like 30 and 40% off coupons if you have the app, and that's how I bought these, with the like 35% off coupons, I think, on different days. So I didn't pay the $24.99 or whatever they are. So this comes with a modeling paste, white gesso, and a gloss medium. Let's see how big the tubes are. 1.5 fluid ounces, 45 mils. And their mediums actually aren't bad. I've used them before. I have used their acrylics as well, and I don't mind them. Then again, I'm really not an acrylic painter. I'm not great at it. I got these as well, and these are Color Shift acrylic paints. So I really want to swatch these out. I got some, I'm hand making some merch for the channel. Some of it is going to be like vinyl, either signs, shirts, things like that. And then I also have some bookmarks coming, some watercolor ones I'm going to do. There's going to be some watercolor cards, lots of hand done watercolor paintings, because that's really what I do more of. But then I also have some wooden bookmarks coming, and I think those are going to be fun with like acrylics and acrylic markers, which I already have. So we're going to swatch those out. We're going to see what those are like. The next two things are pastels, oil and soft pastels. Now the class I signed up for is the oil pastel class. One of the only few classes I do not have of hers is the soft pastel class, so that's going to be my next purchase the next time she has a sale. If you can't tell, my husband picked this one up for me when I messaged him what I wanted, because I would never buy a box that was smushed. Does that bother anybody else, or is it only me? Is it like a OCD, ADHD thing? Or does that bother anybody else to buy packages that aren't nice? It bothers me. It just does. Okay. Unless I'm getting a sale or something and I know the product isn't damaged and I'm going to store it somewhere else, which I know I'm going to store these somewhere else, because I mean, this packaging is obviously not going to be, look, useful. As soon as you take it out, it's useless, which is what I'm hoping those blue ones will be good for, those little blue containers. They do come wrapped though like this, so that's not so bad. This will all be garbage. And then a huge thing of instructions, which, okay, I mean, we'll take a look at that, but I am listen to Lindsay's instructions. Let's toss the no good box. These are the Artist Loft soft pastels, okay? Let's open these up too, because I'm going to swatch all these things out. We're going to see what they're like. I do have better soft pastels. I use them in backgrounds and stuff sometimes. Whoops. And I'll show you what I have here in a second. Again, Another big list of instructions. Let me guess. These are all, yep, craptacular packaging. Okay, good. Bye. No good. Okay, so these are how these come. And I'll show you what I store my pastels, soft pastels in currently. Well, let me see if you guys can see this. My Lipton tea box. It comes in handy. It's a little bit broken, apparently. But I have all my pastels in here, my soft ones. I have Conte crayons, some Staedtler, some Prismacolor pastels. So I have some much better ones in here. And I will add these into here, into their own little color families, because they have little separate drawers. So I like that about that little container. It was, I think, to hold tea bags, but it works well for my pastels. And these, like I said, I think I'm going to put into here. So that was it for the haul. Yeah, that was it. So let's do a little bit of swatching, shall we? Let's put my knife away. Cork on the end of a knife, guys. You don't cut your fingers off when you go to reach for your knives, because I have 2 or 3 knives in there, and I would absolutely cut my fingers if I went reaching, if I didn't have corks on the ends of them. So let's, so it comes with 4. I think it came with 36, it said. And we'll swatch these out on the toned kind of more thick paper, and we'll swatch them out on some white paper, just to see. And then when my good ones come, if I don't get this posted by the time the better ones come in the mail, then I'll add that to the end. If not, I'll just do a separate one. Maybe I'll do like a whole pastel drawing if I ever figure out the technique behind it. Lindsay is such a great teacher, you guys. If you've ever thought about taking a course, I really highly suggest her courses on Teachable. And if you just go to her YouTube channel, The Frugal Crafter, you will find her courses linked below. She often runs sales. She almost always puts them on sale when she first puts them out. And then she will do sales often for like Christmas or Mother's Day, things like that. So keep your eye out, because they'll often be like 40% off, 50% off when they first come out, like the pastel one is now. And she's such a great teacher. The lessons are all broken down into individual lessons, which are broken into like 10 or 20-minute segments. So they're really easy to do. And I've taken probably 6 courses, I think, from her, plus I'm in Critique Club, which is like it's currently $5 a month. Actually, April 1st, I think it went up to $7.50, which is well worth it. There's like 3 years, you guys, of full tutorials on there, art tutorials. She's a fabulous teacher. So if you've ever thought of taking a class, and you own this class for life, which is the other great thing once you get it, and she does have the option to break it up into 3 payments. So I would highly recommend you check them out if you've ever thought of taking an art class before. Plus, she also has a million free tutorials on YouTube. So if you just want to check out her teaching style, check out her YouTube. And there's not much she doesn't know how to do. So she's pretty great. Okay, we got those opened. The only thing, the dryness of chalk pastels kind of gets me. So I have to kind of get past that. You can see these oil pastels are really leaching through the wrappers, which is okay. And I think that was all I needed for the pastel class. I think I already have the mediums and stuff that I need to break down the pastels if I want to. These are the Color Shift acrylics. A little pile of garbage. So I guess this is kind of a test of Artist Loft products, isn't it? So we're going to see how those work out. These are the mediums. We'll give those a little play too. Okay. Oh yes, let's open these. These are the little, they were on clearance for $3. But they're twistable oil pastels, kind of like twistable crayons, I guess, which I have. And I have twistable colored pencils. Of course I do. And I'm a child, right? I enjoy these things very much. So we'll see for $3 if we enjoy these at all. Because the harder, cheaper pastels are what you're going to use for like your sketching, your initial kind of sketch down. I'm just going to drop those into one of the little bins that I got. Make my life a little easier. Okay, I just held out a pad of white paper too, so we could do some swatching. And I didn't get any water for the watercolors, but you know what? We'll do that after. Let's do the pastels first. And then I'll go grab some water for the other things. Oh boy, so much to do. Okay, let's start here. Should have been more well organized, huh? Let's play with a couple of these Temu acrylic markers and see what we got. Why don't we? So we have some very bright colors. They're just so tiny. I'll show you my other acrylic markers that I have. This is the other set that I have. I really like these ones. They're dual-ended. One end is a brush tip. These are from Amazon. One end is a brush tip. And then one end is a... Am I in the camera? One end is a fine tip. I really like these markers. I'll show you the box once again, just in case. But I do really like these ones. So we'll see in comparison. Let's pull out a color and just see. Do these come with a gold? They come with a silver. The colors are all mixed up. So there goes Julius. Let's also test the black and the white. Let me let him out. Okay, guys, we're back. They're done barking at nothing outside. So I did get us some water and stuff for our paint. So I pulled out these 3 from this set, which I already owned, of acrylic markers. And then I pulled out the black, silver, and the white from this set. And also a couple of colors that we can just test out. So let's do these ones first. These are the Amazon ones that I already had. And I'm using the bullet nibs because that's what's on these markers. You know what? Let me wait a second on the white. And this is the silver. So these are very nice markers. They flow very nicely. I really like them. I'm going to let that dry for a second, then I'll go over it with the white. Okay, so let's try these ones. Here's the black. These are the Temu markers. Okay, nice. That's actually nice and juicy. All right. All right, all right. Silver. Maybe I'll shut my mouth. These seem nice and juicy. Let's try a few colors. This is red. You guys, these should not be any good, all right? Considering they came open and banged up and they're tinier than like lighter than like a Crayola marker. These should not do anything. They should not be any good. And why are they? Why are they doing anything? I don't know. But you know what? Let's see something. Let's see how acrylic these markers really are, because they should dry on this surface. This label. They should bubble under the label. Let's give that a second to dry and see what happens. I would heat set it, but at the label, so I don't want it to peel up. So let's see what happens. Okay, let's try the white ones now. Are these dry? Let's heat set these. This I also showed in the last haul. My heat gun that I had for probably 10 years bit the biscuit, so I got this one on Amazon. Works great. Can't complain. It was like $17. Good. It also came with like 3 of these like rubber spatulas and whatnot. I can't complain. It's a pretty nice heat gun for 16 bucks. Okay, let's try the white. So the white over this black one, let's see. Meh. I mean, maybe I just have to shut my mouth before I do any testing, because these ones seem to be performing just as well as my... Well, you know what? I probably paid $17 for these on Amazon, but this is like a hefty marker, right? This is not. But you know what? Considering they literally, I ended up getting them for free because I didn't even order them, and they were open and missing 4 when they came. Like, I have to shut up. I really do, because they're working just as well. They're not going to last. There's next to no ink in them because they're so tiny. But we'll check back on that thing there in a second and see if it dried. That's very interesting. Okay. I'm just going to put these... You know what? Let me pause. Let me put this stuff away, and we're going to move on to pastels and some acrylics. Okay, guys, we're back. So, I got everything opened for the watercolors and all laid out in the pans. Now, this one fell out of the pan as I was getting it all ready. So, I just wanted to show you guys how thin it is. And there is quite a dip in it, if you can see that. So it's a pretty thin little square of paint, but that's what you get. So to put these in and out, you just do this. You click them, push them down, it clicks it shut. Okay, guys, sorry, interruption after interruption this morning. So, I got these all listed out, and I put the little stickers on the back of this card, so I would know kind of what was in here. But as I was opening them, I have to keep standing up to make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. These ones here on the end, I thought were blue, and they're not. They're purple. One's called Blue Flash, and one's called Turquoise Flash. Oh, no, sorry. Primary Cyan Flash and Violet Flash is what they're called. Anyway, interesting. So I have a little swatch card I made myself because this one didn't come with one. I have some water over here. Let me move these pastels though before I end up getting them wet. That wouldn't be great. And we'll do the watercolor swatching first, and then we'll do the acrylic swatching because it'll mess up the water. You want a double-sided water bucket for watercolor painting always, and we're going to start with this one. This one's called White Flash. At least this one came with this little brochure. The last packet, this one didn't. It came with the swatch sheet and the little stickers on the outsides of the pans, and that's why I did that off camera. That would have been a real pain. I didn't pre-wet these. I'm just doing them now. Maybe I'll give them a little squirt. Hang on. Let me find a bottle of water. We have 100 of them. I always just boil my water in the kettle, and then if I clean out just spray bottles, put them in stuff like that. Okay, let's try this one first. This is the White Flash. That's just a nice kind of see-through, nice shimmer. This one is called Lemon Yellow Flash. Oh dear. Yeah, these are very, they're not super pigmented like the last set. These are the iridescents, right? Whoops, I just dipped into two colors. These are the iridescents. So this one is called Pink Flash. These are actually very pretty, but they're iridescent. They're very, very see-through. I'll show you after. This one is called Raw Sienna Flash, which doesn't make any sense. It looks green. I just went into the pink by accident. I'm using a bigger brush than I normally would in these small little pans. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it is a little bit brown. That's really interesting. Or do I have some pink in there? Hang on. I don't know if I have pink mixed in it or it actually is a little bit brown, or if I got them mixed together. Hang on. Let's try that again. That is a little bit brown. That's interesting. It looks green in the pan and it looks brown on the paper. This one is called Turquoise Flash. That one's pretty. I like that. This one is, you know what, maybe I'm reading them in the wrong order now. I don't even know. Because I think this one should be called Blue Flash, but then I don't even know. I don't even know. These were in a weird order, I guess. Maybe. And I can't even flip it over to see which one I have this listed as. This one I have listed as Primary Blue Flash, and I took that sticker off, and I remember putting it there and thinking, that's odd, that's purple. But it does look blue on the paper. You can never judge by what a pan looks like. That's why you always need to swatch paints, watercolors, most anything. One thing you can't get away with without swatching is something like a pastel. They're pretty real to what's on what you're gonna see. Oh, that's pretty. That one might be purple red flash. No, rose flash maybe. This one might be the purple red. I'm not sure. Oh gosh, they're so pretty, you guys. I really like these colors. I'll bring them up to the camera here in a second. This one might be the turquoise flash. See, these are the colors that would make sense to me if I were gonna name them. But, and then, who knows? Green flash maybe? I'd say that's green flash. That's yellow green flash. They're just in a weird order, I think. Okay. Let me dry this off for a bit for you guys, and then I'll show it to you. You really shouldn't dry directly on these boards. I've warped my big board doing that, so you really should pick them up to dry them. So this is what they look like dried. They're very pretty. They're very, very pretty. And that, again, is the iridescent. This is the pearlescent. No, these aren't the pearl. This is the metallics. I apologize. So you can see these ones are much more pigmented. Much more pigment in the pearl. The iridescents obviously are iridescent, and you can see right through them. They're very, very pretty. They'll be very pretty on like holiday cards, Easter cards, Christmas cards, those types of things. Very, very pretty. I like those a lot, actually. And like I said, I didn't have any like iridescent or anything that I didn't make myself, so I'm excited to have those. Now, let's swatch out these acrylics, and then we'll move on to swatching out a few of the pastels. I won't swatch them all out and bore you with that. But I do want to see what these color changing acrylics look like, because they seem very interesting to me. I don't know where my other brush went. Okay, this one works. So I already wrote out all the names, save us some time. So we'll just open these tubes. There's nothing else to open there. And I'll just put a tiny little dab and I'll spread that out. So that one is called Spiral Galaxy. Then we have Stargaze. Now again, see, I would have thought that would have been purple by the, but I guess these are color changing by the tube. Interesting. These are, I think these are going to be fun. This one is called Sunset. I want to see how these change. This one here is called Dusk. And again, these are just little plastic tubes, but these are only, the set of paints was only $7.99, and they were buy one, get one, buy two, get one free for these Artist Loft packs. This one is called Asteroid. Ooh. If I like these, I'll probably grab another packet. Although I think actually Artist Loft might sell these in bigger tubes. I'm not sure. I'll have to look. That one's called Mystique. This one's called Days. I think these would be really pretty on some little wooden bookmarks. Let me know what you guys think. I'll do some up regardless, and I'll throw them on the Ko-fi shop. If you guys like them, you like them. If not, that's okay. That one is called Bliss. They're not going to stay in this packaging. So this one's called Cosmic Dust. Hopefully you guys can see my whole page here. Oh, that one's pretty. It's like a shimmery white. And this one is called Supernova. Oh, again, that one's like a white, blue pearlescent. The other one's like a white pink pearlescent. Okay. Let's spread these out a little bit. This is the Spiral Galaxy. That is the deck chair blowing across my deck. So please excuse the noise. It's very windy outside. I want to make sure my brush doesn't have too much water. This one's called Stargaze. I didn't put too much pigment down, guys. I just kind of touched the end of the bottle to the page because I don't want to waste it. This next one is called Sunset. That one's pretty. It's kind of coppery. But I'll save this swatch so I'll know what they look like after. This next one's called Dusk. Try not to cover up the other names. I'll write the very far apart because I wanted them all on this page. Asteroid. This one is called Mystique. I put less of some than others, as you can see. I like that one. Days. Okay, I think that was the other chair that just blew over. Great. I keep standing them back up. I guess I'll put that till the wind dies down. This one is called Bliss. Whoops, I kind of covered up that word. Good thing it's a little bit see-through. Iridescent. This one's Cosmic Dust. Oh, they're iridescent. That's so pretty. So these definitely don't need any iridescent medium, which, did this one come? No, this little set of acrylic mediums didn't come with iridescent medium, but Artist Loft does sell iridescent medium. This one is called Supernova. It's something you can mix with acrylic paints to make them iridescent, obviously. So those are really pretty. Let's give those a quick dry. You really shouldn't dry acrylics with a heat gun. So I just gotta give them a really quick blast so you guys can see the colors. Those are really pretty, you guys. I like those. These ones are much harder to see because they're just kind of shimmery and shiny. If you can see the shimmering. I don't see all... Oh, there's the color changing a little bit. Oh, that's neat. I don't know how much that you can see on camera. But I can see it changing in the light. And it'll probably get a little better as it dries. Let's test something now. Let's see. You guys, it actually are. Look at that. They're actually acrylic. That's a very small smudge, and I didn't let that dry for a whole long time. So, I'll be you guys. They're from Temu. I didn't mean to order them. I ended up with them for free. And, hey, they work. What can I say? Okay. That's that. Now, let's actually tear this page out. So, I will save... These are perforated. I just don't have it bent, so I'm just going to set it like that to dry. Those are our acrylic marker swatches. So let's swatch a few of our pastels. These are the little $3 Creatology twist ones that I found. All this stuff is from Michael's, by the way. All right, well, it feels like a twistable crayon. Yeah, it's not smudging too much like an oil pastel really should. But then again, these are super cheap. So are the other Artist Loft ones. They're not expensive. These are not expensive pastel guys that are going to blend super great. When the more expensive ones come. Which ones did I get? Mungio, Paul Rubin. Oops. Did I just break that? No, I got it. These really feel like twistable crayons. Like Crayola twistable crayons. And I'm not getting blending. I'm getting like paper coming up or something. Okay, well, maybe with some spirits, some, you know, what am I trying to say? Mineral spirits that actually break down oil pastels. You know what? Let's scribble out a couple of these ones first. These are super old, you guys, so if these don't even work, I wouldn't be surprised. These are also Creatology, which is the same brand as these, and they came in like one of those big, like 100-pack artist boxes. See, these are much more pigmented, actually, and quite a bit softer. You can see them bending down as I use them, or kind of gouging out as I use them. Oh, these ones are much more pigmented, actually. I'm kind of surprised. They're just from one of those cheap kids artist boxes. And these ones actually blend, too. See? I'm quite surprised, actually. I don't do a whole lot with oil pastels, so oh, gosh. Yeah, these ones actually blend, too. Wow. I'm really surprised. Those are just some really old, cheap ones that I had sitting around my desk that literally have been sitting in this cup forever that I've never used because I don't play with oil pastels. Okay, these are some of the newer. These are the Artist Loft ones. Let's see. Shut up. You know what? These really old Creatology ones are a lot softer. I'm putting about the same amount of pressure on each of these. Yeah, those are softer. These are fatter and they're softer, and they were, look at them. And these were like free in one of those, you know, 100-piece art boxes or something. That's really funny. Why am I not surprised? Artist Loft products are not always the best, you guys. I found a couple of okay ones, or good ones, and then I found some not so good ones. Again, these feel like crayons. These feel like wax crayons. And they are pilling, look, like wax crayons. That is not what an oil pastel is supposed to do. Artist Loft. Are you kidding me with this? What is this? That is garbage. They're not supposed to do that. Okay, that's not great. The Creatology ones, though, guys, these are nice. If you can find these in a package, not these little stick ones. These ones don't blend great. But those ones, those are kind of okay. Let me try and blend a few of these colors that were a little closer to the other colors. Some reds and some yellows. Let me find a yellow. There's one. Oh gosh, and they're so not super pigmented. But again, they want to crumble. They don't really want to blend. See, they want to rub off the paper. They don't want to blend. They want to rub away. I'm not impressed. Artist Loft. I'm not impressed with these at all. I'm not happy with those. Okay, let's play with these. These are the chalk ones. I'm not happy with those, but I'm quite surprised with how well those other ones performed that I've had sitting around forever. I mean, a chalk pastel is a chalk pastel. I've never really... Well, I do have a set of decent ones, actually. Mungio ones, I think, actually. Still in a box. Let me see if I can pull those out. These actually seem fairly similar to any other... These are Stedler. These are a little more pigmented. Oh my gosh, those dogs today. Boys, enough! I'm sorry, let me pause that again. I'm sorry, you guys. They are barking at the wind. So these are actually the Mungio ones. I think these are Mungio that I had. I think I took them out of the box. Much more pigmented. But honestly, these Artist Loft chalk pastels aren't... It's sitting on... Hang on. Sorry, you guys. Okay, guys. I'm sorry. That time it was the Amazon man. Oh, these dogs. Okay, so these are the Artist Loft, right? You know what? These soft ones aren't bad at all, you guys. These chalk pastels from Artist Loft. See? Some of their stuff is okay. I don't mind these. These are the ones from Mungio right here. These are the Artist Loft. Blow the dust away. This is just a pastel blender. So those are the Mungio ones. Oof. Let me use this one then. These are the Artist Loft ones. Oh yeah, they're just as soft, you guys. They are just as soft. You could very easily do some pastel painting and backgrounds and things with those. There's nothing wrong with those. I don't mind those at all. So, see, Artist Loft, it can be kind of pick and choose here and there what kind of the better things are. I hate the feeling of the pastels on my fingers. Am I alone? Okay, the last thing I want to test out and see what it's like are just these inks here and these acrylic mediums. Let's see how thick these are. This is just the gel, the gloss gel. Is there a... Yeah, there is. Let me pull these off and open those bottles and we'll test these. Okay, guys, let's finish up these last few things here. I pulled this one down too because I hadn't opened this one yet and I had to peel the label to find out which brand it was because I had ordered it from Amazon about a month ago and forgot. But it's Montemart, and this one's clear gesso. That one's good for like coloring pages and stuff. I thought it was white gesso, and I was gonna compare it to the thickness of the Artist Loft one, but it's not. It's clear, but we'll still test the thickness because I haven't tried it yet. So this is just the Higgins Black. I'm gonna use these with dip pens, and this is it's the pigment ink. This one's Artist Loft. I got these both on clearance for $5. This one's Raw Sienna, this color. These dogs today. Ooh, that one's going to be fun with a dip pen. Please stop, Julius. They're barking at the wind. So this one is the Montemart Clear Gesso. Now, let's get the white one from Artist Loft. I don't want to put out too much. I don't want to waste it. Then the Gloss Gel. I'll put that one next because I'll know that one next. You would think. Anyway, it's pretty white. And then this one is the modeling paste. This one should be the thickest. We'll put this one up here. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, where's my little thingy? This one here is the clear from Montemart. I did not let that ink dry. Oh, fun. Okay, this one is the white one from Artist Loft. Yep. Again, you're not going to see it cover anything, but it would if there was anything there. So this one is the gloss gel. Honestly, these dogs. And this one is the... Please stop, Julius. Enough. We're not going to quit today. This one is the modeling paste. And this one is much thicker. You can actually do like impasto techniques with this one. Put some ink in it. You can actually see the color. And you can see that you can actually build it up a little bit. So those are fun. That was just a little bit to see those. You guys, I'm going to go because these two are not going to stop with this win today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything else I put out. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.